Hi there. Well, I hope everyone's doing well. Today I wanted to make a real quick video. It should be a pretty short video, but I had a really good question as to what is my normal cost dealing with my eye care after this cross-linking and my scleral lens. Well, today I figured the best way to do is just kind of show you the products I use, that I like, that I think help with my scleral lens. Just as a way to kind of maybe help you. Some of you may have heard this from your own doctors, but it was a good question, so I figured I'd answer. The first thing I use daily is this Clear Care Plus Hydroglide. I use this every night. Now, the instructions, you have to use one of these plungers, or not a plunger, one of these little containers. And you know, it's blue on one side, white on the other. You put the contact in here, you fill up to about here. You make sure your hands are nice and clean before you do it. You rinse off, make sure it's nice and clean. I kind of rub it, and then I put it into this, and then I store it. It has to be stored for, I believe it's at least 6 hours, because this has a little thing that interacts with this, that sends all these bubbles through it, and it cleans out, takes off all the proteins, all these other things off of your contact lens. You wake it up in the morning after 6 hours, and you put your contact in, and it's fresh and clean, and it's awesome. Next thing I use in the morning, of course, I use my little applicator deal, and this helps me hold it so that when I use my saline solution, I fill up and there's a video I showed how I fill up the scleral lens with a saline solution, and then I apply my scleral lens. Of course, at night, I use this little plunger, and with these little plungers, what I use is, I never, ever put the plunger directly in the center of the scleral lens and pull. That hurts. Don't do that. I always put the plunger as far over to the side of the scleral lens as I can, and then I gently lift and it just comes right off. If you put it in the center, it hurts. Don't do that. And just be gentle with it, obviously. So these little things to pull out, to put it back in. I've heard that these, if they have the bottoms, like I like having the hole in the bottom, because when I'm applying it, I can look and see. I can see through it, and I can see the light, and it helps me center the contact right into the eye. But I've seen some people that leave this closed and then they use it as a suction cup. Again, I think I get more accuracy with this guy because I can get right to the corner of the lens. This, it's harder to get to the lens, it's more big. So I like this for removal. Applying, removal. And then, of course, as I was saying a second ago, this is the saline solution that I use to put into the scleral lens before I put it in my eye. So, at night cleaning, morning application, and then of course, as I said, at night taking off, morning application. So, those are the main things I use daily. Now, the question was, how much does it cost? Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'll put links in the bio with where you can get this stuff on Amazon and see how much it costs. I mean, that's just that lasts me usually a month, 2 months, depending on the thing. They're like 100 pack. That lasts me a long time because I can use one of these vials, maybe for 3 days, maybe 4, depending on how many drops maybe 3 days, so these last a while. This, I know some people are saying, well, this is a big container and those other contact lens cases are so small, you don't need as much liquid, but you got to clean it. You got to clean your contact correctly. If it's not cleaned correctly, it's not going to work as well. The other thing that I've used before, like I said, in a pinch, I use this BioTrue. That was in my last video. I rarely use this stuff. I've used this for a quick clean, if I really need to quickly clean the contact in the past. Not to store it, but just to clean it. And then, of course, use saline solution so it's not as cloudy as it is if you only use this, and no saline solution, it gets cloudy. So that's what I use product-wise for my scleral lenses. The other things that I do, I have a yearly doctor's visit. Most of that's covered under my insurance. I do have to pay a little out of pocket because I always get a topography imagery of my eye. So I have to pay for that test. The The scleral contact lens, because they're medically necessary, I don't pay for those yearly. And if you have a scleral contact lens, talk to your doctor to make sure that they're fighting for it to be medically necessary. And for me, it is, because I can't use a pair of glasses. I can't use a normal contact lens. The only correction I can get is if I use a scleral contact lens. I can't even get LASIK surgery because of issues that I've had in the past that I've talked about in prior videos. So I have to have a scleral contact lens to see. So for me, that's my yearly thing. Now, of course, initially, 3 years ago when I had cross-linking, that was, most of that was covered by insurance up to my deductible. So I had to pay my deductible. Then after that, insurance covered the rest. So my left eye, still good. Don't need any contact lens, or I don't need a scleral lens there yet, and I don't need cross-linking yet. When I do, I'll have to pay for my deductible for the surgery or the procedure. And then, of course, the contact would be medically necessary as well. So that's my situation. That's what I use for taking care of my eye. That's what I use to kind of make it work. Biggest things, again, biggest tips. Wash your hands before you do anything with your contact lens. Wash your hands. Make sure you follow the directions. If you put this in your eye too soon, it says it'll like burn, like it's bad. Don't put this in your eye too soon. So follow the direction. Follow the directions. And then, of course, with these, like I said, pro tip, I like the hole on the bottom so that I can see through it, so that I can see the light when I'm applying it. And again, use the very edge of the contact lens to remove. All right, so that's the video for today. I hope everyone's doing well. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll be back later with some more videos. Take care.